Hi, welcome back. It's another edition of Ask Gem. Here's a question for today. Hey Gemma, I love the vlogs that you're doing. I look forward to them. One thing though, I'd love to see even more. Can you do that? I will try. Here's my question. I keep getting into the same kinds of unhealthy relationships. I totally see the pattern and I plan to never get into the same kind of relationship again, but I do. Why do I do this to myself and what can I do about this? Good question. Okay, so what happens with romantic relationships is that when we're little, we are almost imprinted with a way of being in relationships based on two things. So one is the relationship between our parents. We look at that and that's our model for what romantic love is. But also the relationships that we have with our parents. And so what happens is that when we're little, if we're shown, healthy and well-functioning love and relationships, then typically when we grow up, we also get into those types of relationships because our mind just begins to expect that this is true. And of course, whatever our mind believes is true tends to be our reality. And so when we're growing up, if we're also shown unhealthy relationships, so if we have an unhealthy relationship with our parents or if they have an unhealthy relationship with each other, our mind begins to believe that that's the way that relationships are. And your subconscious mind is the part that holds all of these beliefs about relationships. And your subconscious mind has two jobs. So one is to make you right, and the other is to keep you safe. And so what it does is it makes you right by acting on the map that you already have about relationships. So if you believe relationships are typically dysfunctional and unhealthy, then those are the types of relationships that you end up getting into because your mind wants to be right about that. The other way that your mind keeps you safe, or the way your mind does is to keep you safe. And the way it does that is a little bit counterintuitive. So you would think that it keeps you safe by bringing you into healthy relationships, but it actually keeps you safe by keeping you in what's familiar. And so if unhealthy relationships are what's familiar to your subconscious mind, then you're naturally going to be drawn into those types of relationships. So what do we do about this? Okay, so there is a resolution to this. So it does require a little bit of work. So what happens is that you have this concept about what relationships are, and your mind sort of naturally goes into those types of relationships. So we need to create a new set of beliefs and thoughts and emotional responses to relationships based on what it is that you do want. So that's step one. The other step is that once you've shifted this system of being in relationships, you also have to begin to go deeply within yourself and look at the way that you're being in relationships. Mark Twain said it best, and I'm going to totally mess up his quote, but he said something along the lines of, it's hard to trust what your eyes see if your imagination is out of focus. And so what this means is that even if you're in an awesome and healthy relationship, not perfect because that doesn't exist, but an awesome and healthy relationship, your mind may still tell you you're in an unhealthy relationship because that's just the distortion that it has sort of subconsciously. So that's the second piece of work, is to, when you're in the relationship, look deeply within yourself and to say, is this actually a dysfunctional relationship, or is this what my imagination is telling me? Am I making up stories about how unhealthy this relationship is to match my past, when the truth is, it's actually pretty good? So look at those two concepts and you'll find the one that works for you. If you need some support with this, definitely seek out a professional because this sometimes can be tricky to do on your own. But I hope that helps and answers your question and gives you a place to start. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you have a question, definitely feel free to send it my way. I'd be happy to help in any way I can. And I will catch you next time. Bye for now.